We can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States. He will be going back to the White House.
If 2024 was about Donald Trump's return to power, 2025 was about his claim to legacy. And nothing defines legacy like peace. Throughout the year, the Trump White House projected the image of a deal-maker president, one who, it claimed, was ending wars, freezing conflicts, and bringing rivals to the table.
Leaders come from foreign countries. You see with leaders all the time. Different leaders that came in from India recently and from everywhere. This war would have never happened if I were president. 6,000, 7,000 people last week. 7,213 people last week were killed. I've stopped 5 wars in the last 6 months.
At several points, aides openly floated an audacious idea, a Nobel Peace Prize bid.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee.
But as we step back and examine the record, the question remains, did Trump actually stop wars in 2025, or did he simply reframe them? Donald Trump's approach to war mediation in 2025 followed a clear pattern: no grand speeches about democracy, no moral crusades. Instead, leverage, pressure, deadlines, and public theatrics. Trump repeatedly argued that wars persist not because they are complex, but because leaders lack the will to close the deal. This philosophy shaped every peace claim that followed. Trump's biggest peace claim revolved around Ukraine. In early 2025, the White House announced it had forced both Kyiv and Moscow into indirect talks. Aid to Ukraine continued, but with conditions. Pressure was applied to Europe to shoulder more burden. Trump claimed this shift prevented escalation and stopped World War III. But the war did not end. Fighting reduced in intensity in some sectors, surged in others. What changed was not the conflict, but Washington's language. Trump called it conflict management. Critics called it freezing an unresolved war. Another major claim came from the Israel-Gaza conflict. Trump publicly backed Israel's military objectives, while privately pushing for limited ceasefire windows. The White House announced it had helped broker temporary halts in fighting, humanitarian corridors, and hostage exchanges. Trump described this as restoring order, but the conflict remained unresolved. No final settlement, no roadmap, just pauses in violence, quickly followed by renewed escalation. Peace, in this case, proved temporary and transactional. Trump also claimed success in preventing a war with Iran. After heightened tensions early in the year, naval incidents, sanctions, and missile warnings, back-channel talks resumed. The White House portrayed restraint as triumph, but there was no new nuclear deal, no sanctions rollback, no diplomatic breakthrough. What existed instead was a fragile standoff held together by deterrence, not reconciliation. Avoiding war became the achievement, not securing peace. In Yemen, the Trump administration pointed to reduced U.S. involvement and regional de-escalation as proof of success. Saudi-Iran dialogue continued. Airstrikes reduced. Humanitarian access marginally improved. Trump aides cited this as another settled conflict, but the war did not formally end. Yemen remained divided, unstable, and impoverished. Peace here was deprioritized, not delivered. Trump repeatedly claimed Afghanistan was proof of his peace credentials, arguing that the U.S. was no longer at war there. In 2025, Washington limited engagement to counter-terrorism assurances and regional monitoring, but Afghanistan remained unstable. Terror groups persisted. Women's rights collapsed. Peace, in Trump's telling, meant absence of American troops, not stability on the ground. The White House also claimed credit for encouraging restraint between Armenia and Azerbaijan. U.S. diplomats participated in quiet talks alongside Russia and the EU. Trump officials cited reduced hostilities as a success, yet the conflict's core disputes remained unresolved. Borders stayed tense, displacement continued. Here again, Trump claimed peace, while the region lived with uncertainty. By mid-2025, the message sharpened. Trump allies openly suggested his mediation efforts deserved global recognition. References to Abraham Accords were revived. Every ceasefire, pause, or avoided escalation was framed as evidence. But Nobel committees judge outcomes, not intentions, and 2025 offered no signed grand peace treaty, no definitive war conclusion, only partial calm, shifting power balances, and unresolved conflicts. Trump's defenders argue that reducing intensity is better than endless war, that realism beats idealism, that peace doesn't need applause, just results. Critics counter that unresolved conflicts return stronger, that freezing wars create future flashpoints, that deals without justice are temporary by design. 2025 did not settle that debate, it intensified it. So how will history remember Trump's peace claims of 2025? As bold mediation, as strategic restraint, or as political branding? Trump did not end wars, but he changed how America engages with them, from intervention to negotiation, from idealism to leverage, from alliance-led peace to leader-centric deals. In 2025, Trump sold peace as a process, not a promise, a deal, not a doctrine. The wars did not disappear, but neither did the headlines. Whether this approach leads to lasting stability or delayed conflict remains an open question. But one thing is certain. In Trump's world, peace is declared when guns fall silent. It is declared when America steps back, claims credit, and moves on.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.